Once upon a time, in a small village in Nigeria, there was a girl named Amara. Amara was kind and always smiled. She had a boyfriend named Akpos. Akpos was very rude. He never said please or thank you. He always shouted and made Amara sad. One sunny day, Akpos came to see Amara. He was very angry and wanted to fight. He shouted at Amara, "Why didn't you make my favorite food?" Amara felt very sad. She tried to talk to Akpos, but he did not listen. He kept shouting and saying mean words. Amara felt her heart hurt. She thought, "Why is Akpos so mean to me? I always try to be nice." Suddenly, Akpos got closer and started to raise his hand to hit Amara. Amara was very scared. She closed her eyes and felt her hand move. She slapped Akpos on his face. Akpos was very surprised. He did not expect Amara to slap him. He touched his face and looked at Amara. Amara was shaking, but she stood tall. She looked at Akpos with tears in her eyes and said, "You should not be rude to me, Akpos. I am your friend, and friends should be kind to each other." Please drop your comments on what you think about Akpos' behavior. Thank you. Akpos did not know what to say. He was very quiet. He turned around and walked away. Amara watched him go and felt a little better. She hoped Akpos would learn to be kind. And then, as Akpos walked away, Amara sat down on a small stool outside her house. She thought about what had happened. She wondered if Akpos would come back and if he would change. The next day, Amara went to the market to buy some yams and tomatoes. As she walked through the busy market, she saw her friend Chidi. Chidi was always cheerful and had a big smile. "Hello, Amara," Chidi called out. "You look worried. What happened?" Amara sighed and told Chidi about Akpos and how she had slapped him. Chidi listened carefully and then said, "Sometimes people need to learn a lesson. Maybe Akpos will understand that being rude is not good." Later that afternoon, Amara went home and started cooking dinner. She made jollof rice with fish, her favorite dish. As she was cooking, she heard a soft knock on the door. Amara opened the door and saw Akpos standing there. He looked sad and sorry. "Amara, can I talk to you?" Akpos asked quietly. Amara nodded and let him in. They sat down at the small wooden table. Akpos took a deep breath and said, "Amara, I am sorry for being rude to you. I thought about what you said. You are right. Friends should be kind to each other. I want to be a better person." Amara looked at Akpos. She could see he was trying to change. She smiled and said, "Thank you, Akpos. I forgive you. Let's try to be better friends from now on." Akpos smiled back, and they both felt happy. They decided to share the jollof rice and fish Amara had made. They talked and laughed, and it felt good to be kind to each other. But this was not the end of their story. As days went by, Amara and Akpos spent more time together. Akpos tried very hard to be kind and gentle. He helped Amara with her chores and even brought her flowers from the meadow. Amara was happy to see Akpos changing, but sometimes he still got a bit angry. One evening, Amara and Akpos were walking by the river. The sun was setting and the sky was filled with beautiful colors. They sat on a big rock by the water, watching the fish swim. Amara, Akpos said, "I have something to tell you." "What is it?" Akpos Amara asked. "I want to be a better person, but sometimes I don't know how. Will you help me?" Akpos looked at Amara with hopeful eyes. Amara smiled warmly. "Of course, Akpos, we can learn together, we can be patient and kind, and we can talk about our feelings instead of shouting." Akpos nodded. "Thank you, Amara. You are a good friend." From that day, Amara and Akpos made a promise to help each other be better. They would listen more and talk kindly. They made a game of it where they would give each other a pebble for every kind word said. By the end of the week, their jars were full of pebbles. One day, while they were playing the pebble game, Amara noticed something strange. A little boy named Tobi, who lived nearby, was watching them with wide eyes. Tobi was always alone and looked sad. "Hello, Tobi," Amara called. Would you like to play with us? Toby nodded shyly and came over. Amara and Akpos taught Toby the pebble game. Toby smiled for the first time in a long time. He enjoyed the game and felt happy to have friends. As time passed, more children from the village joined the pebble game. They all learned to be kind and to talk nicely to each other. The village became a happier place because everyone was learning to be better friends. One day, Akpos came to Amara with a big smile. Look, Amara, I have so many pebbles. I am learning to be kind, thanks to you. Amara hugged Akpos and said, I am proud of you, Akpos. We all make mistakes, but we can always learn and grow. And we have our friends to help us. And so the story of Amara and Akpos continued, filled with kindness, friendship, and many more pebbles. As the months went by, the village became known for its kindness and the pebble game. Everyone enjoyed playing and collecting pebbles for every kind word and action. Amara and Akpos became the best of friends, and they were happy to see their village filled with laughter and joy. One sunny morning, Amara and Akpos decided to visit the old wise man, Baba Obi, who lived at the edge of the village. Baba Obi was known for his wisdom and stories. He often had advice for anyone who needed. Hello, Baba Obi, Amara greeted him with a smile. Hello, my children, Baba Obi replied. What brings you here today? Akpos stepped forward and said, Baba Obi, we have learned to be kinder and more patient, but sometimes it's still hard. Can you tell us a story to help us understand how to keep our hearts kind? Baba Obi nodded and beckoned them to sit by the fire. He began his story. Once upon a time, in a land not so far from here, there was a beautiful forest. In this forest lived two friends, a lion named Kato and a mouse named Nia. Kato was strong and brave, while Nia was small but very clever. One day, Kato got trapped in a hunter's net. He roared and struggled, but he couldn't get free. Nia heard his roars and came running. She saw Kato in trouble and decided to help. Nia used her sharp teeth to gnaw at the ropes of the net. Bit by bit, she made a hole big enough for Kato to escape. Kato was very grateful and said, Thank you, Nia. You are a true friend. Nia smiled and replied, Friends help each other. Kato, no matter how big or small, we can always find a way to be kind and helpful. From that day on, Kato and Nia became even closer friends. They always looked out for each other and the other animals in the forest. Their kindness and teamwork made the forest a peaceful and happy place. Baba Obi finished his story and looked at Amara and Akpos. The lesson is clear, my children. No matter how big or small your actions, kindness always makes a difference. Remember to help each other and to keep your hearts open. Just like Kato and Nia, you can make your village a place of peace and happiness. Amara and Akpos thanked Baba Obi and left his hut, feeling inspired by the story. They continued to play the pebble game and spread kindness wherever they went. One day, as they were helping Tobai with his schoolwork, Akpos looked at Amara and said, I understand now, Amara. Kindness is like the sun. It shines and warms everything around it. Amara smiled and nodded. Yes, Akpos. And with each kind act, we make the world a brighter place.